Hey Drew, it's Chewy, and it's time for your weekly update. Welcome to Season 2. For those of you who are new here, each week I contact a dear friend of mine and tell them all about my week. These are more of a personal diary of my real life. This is also Season 2. There are 52 episodes in the first season dedicated to my friend Matt. You can check those out if you want. Regardless, each week I also visit a different town in Animal Crossing. This week's featured town is our very own Haken co-host, Sergio. He has kindly opened up his place for us to visit and explore. So Drew, here it is. I know you've been asking me to start making weekly updates for you, so I figured it was time to start. So let's start. Right now, it's pretty crazy. We're working from home, officially. Jackie has been working from home a little bit longer than I have, but all of the classes that she teaches are now online classes. It's pretty crazy seeing, the whole world kind of get thrown into a mostly online economy, at least for those people who can. There are a lot of people who can't do that, and there's of course all of those people who are considered, just too important to not stop working, so they have to keep fighting in the front lines during the coronavirus. But anyways, I took a week off of content creation because of it. I just kind of let myself settle in, get myself used to working from home, and just seeing how that schedule would work. One thing I do really like about it is that I don't have to spend an hour and a half each day driving to and from work. My commute into work is about 45 minutes. My commute back is about the same. So I tend to spend a lot of time just driving. So though I'd work from certain hours, it would add essentially an hour on either end before and after where I couldn't really do anything. I did get a lot of time listening to podcasts and listening to YouTube videos. No, I don't watch YouTube videos while I'm driving. I just like the ones that are very long that I can listen to. So that's what I tend to hear on my way in and out of work. So I do really appreciate that time that I get, but other than that, I would rather be able to use it making content or, spending time with Jackie. That would be a lot better. So now I'm kind of getting a taste of that, and it's pretty nice. I've been spending, of course, a lot of time with Jackie and a lot of time with Animal Crossing, and it's pretty fun to see Jackie's also playing it. I got another Switch. I got the Animal Crossing Switch, so I've been wanting a second Switch. I wanted a second dock because that was the only thing that I was moving back and forth from my living room to my recording room. But now I don't have to do that. I just put my Switch into this dock and it's ready to go in my recording room. So it's pretty cool. And then the other thing I wanted was, of course, the longer battery life. So whenever I'm traveling, I could get a little bit more time playing the game. But as of right now, that's not really a huge deal because I'm just there's not really traveling going on at the moment, and I'm sure you know that. So yeah, I took kind of a week off. I didn't stream, I didn't record videos. I did do the podcast. That was about it for the week. And then from there, I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to sit, I'm going to relax, I'm going to get used to this working from home thing, and I'm going to enjoy Animal Crossing for myself. I thought I was going to be streaming daily when it came out, but now I'm just like, I don't really know how to approach it. I guess I'm figuring it out. I have some different ideas for videos that I want to make regarding the game, but I have not done any of that yet. So this, mostly today, when I'm recording this and putting it up too, is the day I'm finally sitting down and getting organized with content creation and doing that sort of thing. But yeah, outside of that, I also made some changes to my YouTube channel. I'm not accepting super chats or super stickers on stream anymore. So that was basically the feature that people could use to essentially donate to me. And I figured I'm in a lucky situation where I can work from home. My job isn't necessarily in jeopardy, whereas a lot of other people cannot, and they're having a harder time. So I've started yesterday was the first time, but I kind of put some links that people could go and support different charities that, just support people. The ones I posted specifically were for getting lunch to kids who normally relied on school to get their lunch. So yeah, I want to start adding more though, because that one was very US specific, and this isn't something that's only happening in the US. I want it to be more toward people all over, because there are people all over who are going to be feeling the effects of not being able to go into work and not being able to, just make the money that they usually do make and rely on. And what's crazy about that too is that, like, even before this, there are tons of people who already struggle in that way. So I'll probably keep it that way beyond. But anyways, I'm just saying, I feel like I'm in a position where I'm okay, and I worry about the people who aren't. So I'd rather people put their money toward that sort of stuff, and I'm sure you'd feel the same way as I do. So yeah, right now, people are, anybody who can, it's worth putting money toward people who cannot get to work or do that sort of stuff to support themselves and their families, and and just anybody they love. But outside of that, being home's pretty fun. Like I said, I've been enjoying Animal Crossing. I've been enjoying time with Jackie, and I'm really liking that Jackie's getting into the game. She was just playing a little bit before I came in here, but she's just doing her daily check-in. We're kind of hanging out. One of the days we actually felt like we probably played a lot of Animal Crossing. I don't want to say too much, but we played a lot. It was most of our day, and now I've told her, like, it's kind of nice when you start getting into, like, the routine of things. Every once in a while, there's a big day where you have to do a lot, and you spend a little bit more time in the game. But I really like that part of Animal Crossing where you get to a routine. You start doing some regular stuff, you start doing little things here and there, and then eventually you have this really cool place that you made. And that's very true with this game, too, because there's so much more control you have over a lot of the development of your island. And so it's really nice to see, this place looked completely different already a week ago. And so now it's going to change even more. Like, I have been visiting some different places, and I'm just like, I gotta really change up what I'm doing with my island, because there are some bigger things that I want to accomplish here. So, I am going to, I guess, just keep playing for sure, but I want to rearrange things. I'm really glad I've been streaming and capturing kind of the island, how it looks in the beginning, because I'm sure by the end, like a year down the line, 3 years down the line, this is not going to look at all like what I first landed on. So it is pretty fun to do that. But I'm also kind of getting some more time with other video games in these days. I know Animal Crossing should be the thing that I'm doing 100% of the time, but I mean, that's theoretical. I shouldn't be doing it 100% of the time just to be, alive and eat and take care of myself. But regardless, I enjoy the time that I get with Animal Crossing, and then after that, I've actually been checking into Fire Emblem. I'm finally at the time skip part. I haven't seen what happens, so don't tell me. I'm probably not gonna avoid the comments now on this video until I do see what happens, but I'm about to do the mission where everything changes in the game. So I'm excited about that. And yesterday, it's funny you called me. I know I'd been calling you and leaving some voicemails. I don't know if you heard them all. I don't think you heard them all, but I know you heard at least one. But I was kind of teasing to you that I was going to be working on weekly updates again, and that they might be dedicated to a new person rather than Matt, because I know the whole first season was to Matt, but now they're to you, Drew. But it's funny because during our conversation, you mentioned that you watched my stream. I think it was my very first Animal Crossing New Horizons stream, and you thought I was a pretty good streamer, which was flattering, thank you. But mostly I did want to talk about kind of, because I didn't mention this on the call, I was like, you know what, I'll tell you during my weekly update. But it takes a lot of work to do a good job streaming. I still feel like there's a lot I can improve while I do that. I know a lot of people really like it because of the interaction that you have with the person while they're streaming, and I'd say that's the hardest thing to get good at, for sure, because you have to, just splitting your attention like that, being able to pay attention to a game, and then look at the chat, and then look back at the game, and still know what you're doing and everything, and not get lost throughout that whole process. I mean, it sounds probably simple, but it's hard. And I guess the one thing I wanted to focus on telling you with, like, the practice that it took, and I think this helped me in general, making videos and just kind of being able to talk and not pause too much, which I still do, here and there. I have some moments where I'm thinking about what words I want to put out there, but I'd say the big thing that helped me was actually taking improv classes. While in Arizona, I was taking improv classes, and it mostly just started because I thought it looked fun, and I wanted to do it. I always really liked improv, and I don't know, I guess it just seemed like something that I was interested in learning. And when I took the classes, what was really interesting about it was just how learnable a thing is a thing like improv, specifically because people think it's pretty random, it comes out of nowhere, and what you find out is it doesn't come out of nowhere. It comes out of so many different places, and there's so many different things that you can do to pay attention. Because I think a lot of people, when they think about improv, they think it's like, oh, you say something really hilarious. But I'd say a much bigger aspect to it is listening. It's definitely like a lot of practice listening to people and knowing when people are giving you some sort of, I guess in my classes I was taught that it was giving a gift, essentially. When somebody gives you a gift, they give you something really good to work off of, and you can play the game so much better. And to get a gift, you really have to listen to the other people on there. Because, it's not a competition when you're on stage at all. You're all working together to get to something funny, something hopefully funny. I did have kind of near the end of my time doing improv, I had that dreaded experience, a bad show. We had a truly terrible show, and I don't know, there's a lot of things that go into a terrible show, but overall, nothing was landing. None of our jokes were landing. Our scenes were pretty awful. And just at the end, I felt really bad. Felt really bad about this, but our coach / owner of the improv place was like, hey, everybody, we're going to give you a free ticket to a show next time. Come back, please, because it was bad. We could tell they weren't having a great time. We weren't having a great time, but bad shows happen, but it's just something that is gonna make you a little bit more understanding of the people on stage, for sure. There's a lot of work that goes into being able to perform in front of people, and it's very personal in many ways, and sometimes you're just like I guess I talk to a lot of different Animal Crossing YouTubers now, and we'll talk about kind of some mean comments that we get, and in some cases the mean comments are funny. In a lot of cases, for me, I find them really funny because I'm just like, that was, I don't know, some people say some really funny, mean things. And then in other cases, they're constructive, I'd say. I'd say the message that I get out of it is, oh, this isn't working, I have to really work on that. And I think improv also helped me kind of get used to that type of criticism too, and looking at like, oh, okay, this is something I tried, I put it out there, it didn't work quite well, I took the note, and I'm like, okay, this is why it didn't work. I guess it helps too because I had a teacher who essentially told me, oh, this is why it didn't work. This is what you can do instead to make something more interactive with the people on stage with you. And so, I guess when I look at comments, sometimes I'm just like, okay, I get it. I feel like I understand where you're coming from. I don't know if you're trying to be mean. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. But, on occasion, I do find that feedback where I'm just like, oh, this is what I can fix. This is what I can kind of change about my delivery, what I do, just, So, anyways, improv. It's a good place to learn things. And I know there are a lot of kind of shy people who play Animal Crossing, people who are more introverted and that sort of thing. But I'll tell you, I am really amazed at the different personalities that I met during improv. There are people who I met doing improv who I don't think you would expect would do improv if you met them in person. If you met them before you knew they did improv, it would be a real surprise for you. So improv is a learnable thing. That's all I want to say about that. Outside of that, I've got a lot of extra time at home. I'm trying to get myself organized in a way to, just create content, do a good job doing that, and then also keep up with work. That's going to be a priority while I'm home, of course, during the week. But, I'm still getting a good hour and a half back from my day, just not having to travel to and from work. So that's going to be a whole lot of time that I can spend either with Jackie, either playing games, or making a video. If I really am in the mood for it, I can just get a head start on that. So, yeah, I'm going to be working on my schedule for the time being, and we'll just see where it takes us. And I guess I will check in with you once again next week. But I hope you've been doing well. I hope you're safe. And for everybody listening, I hope you're all safe as well. Just stay inside and wash your hands. That's what they're telling us, and that's what I'm trying to do. So, all right, everybody. See you later, Drew. Bye.